Life often brings us into contact with people we find challenging, those we'd prefer to avoid if given the chance. These encounters can sometimes bring stress, frustration, or even anger into our lives. However, according to Buddhist teachings, meeting such individuals is never a coincidence. These interactions carry deeper significance, offering opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery. In Buddhism, every encounter is seen as a meaningful connection or karmic bond. Even when it feels like someone has been placed in our lives to test us, it is believed that this connection is intentional. Such bonds are mirrors reflecting our inner selves, challenging us to confront emotions, weaknesses, or patterns that may otherwise remain hidden. Through these encounters, we are gifted the opportunity to evolve into better versions of ourselves. In today's discussion, we'll explore how to view difficult relationships through a different lens. Together, we will uncover the meaning behind these challenging connections and learn how they can transform our lives for the better. The mirror of relationships. Imagine you meet someone who constantly criticizes or belittles you. The natural reaction might be to avoid them or retaliate. But Buddhism teaches us to pause and reflect. Why does this person evoke such a strong reaction in you? What is it about their behavior that stirs feelings of anger, frustration, or sadness? Every challenging interaction holds a lesson. The criticism you face may reflect insecurities within yourself, or it might be an invitation to develop greater compassion and patience. The key is to shift your perspective and view these encounters as opportunities for growth, rather than as burdens. One story from Buddhist tradition illustrates this beautifully. A kind and compassionate individual in a small village struggled with one neighbor in particular. This person was rude, dismissive, and often said hurtful things. One day, the kind villager sought advice from an elder, asking, "Why must I deal with someone so unpleasant?" The elder replied with a gentle smile, "This person was placed in your life for a reason. They're a teacher in disguise, helping you to confront something within yourself that needs attention." This wisdom transformed the villagers' outlook. They began to see their difficult neighbor not as an obstacle, but as an important part of their spiritual journey. The role of karmic bonds. In Buddhism, the concept of karmic bonds explains that every relationship, whether pleasant or challenging, exists for a purpose. Difficult individuals often serve as teachers, helping us uncover truths about ourselves. Their behaviors may force us to confront our fears, insecurities, or emotional triggers. For example, someone who triggers anger might reveal unresolved issues of patience or forgiveness within us. Similarly, a person who ignores or undermines you may highlight a need for greater self-confidence or resilience. These karmic bonds are not accidents. They are opportunities orchestrated by the universe, inviting you to grow spiritually. While it may feel uncomfortable or unfair, recognizing this perspective allows you to transform frustration into gratitude. Facing emotional resistance. It's easy to acknowledge the theory of karmic bonds, but putting it into practice is far more challenging. When someone's words or actions hurt you, your instinct may be to protect yourself or fight back. How can you overcome such resistance and embrace the lessons these encounters offer? Start by observing your emotions. When you feel anger or resentment rising, take a moment to pause and ask yourself why. What is the root of this feeling? This practice of self-reflection allows you to detach from reactive emotions and see the situation more clearly. Let's revisit the story of the kind villager. Despite their new understanding of karmic bonds, they still struggled with feelings of annoyance toward their difficult neighbor. Each interaction brought up old patterns of frustration. The villager returned to the elder for further guidance, admitting, "I understand the lesson, but my heart still resists." The elder responded, "Growth takes time. Each moment of resistance is an opportunity to strengthen your inner peace." Keep practicing patience, and one day, you will find that your resistance has transformed into acceptance. Finding hidden messages. When we truly listen to others, even those who seem intent on causing us harm, we often uncover hidden messages in their words. Their criticisms may carry valuable insights into our behaviors or attitudes. For instance, a harsh comment about being self-centered might reveal a blind spot in how we interact with others. It's important to approach these moments with humility and curiosity. Instead of dismissing criticism outright, consider whether there is truth behind the words. This doesn't mean accepting all criticism unconditionally. It means using discernment to separate helpful insights from unhelpful negativity. In one instance, the kind villager's difficult neighbor accused them of being too passive, suggesting they lacked the courage to stand up for themselves. At first, the villager felt hurt and defensive. But upon reflection, they realized that there was some truth to the criticism. This realization motivated them to find a healthier balance between kindness and assertiveness. Transforming difficult relationships. Over time, as you begin to embrace the lessons hidden in difficult relationships, your perspective will shift. What once felt like a source of stress may become a source of gratitude. You'll start to see that even the most challenging individuals have contributed to your growth in meaningful ways. Consider this. If that person hadn't entered your life, you might never have confronted certain aspects of yourself. Their presence, however uncomfortable, has catalyzed important transformations in your journey. The kind villager, after months of reflection and practice, found that their feelings toward the difficult neighbor had softened. They began to appreciate the neighbor's role in their life, recognizing them as a mirror reflecting areas where growth was needed. Gratitude replaced resentment, and their heart grew lighter. Living with gratitude. Ultimately, every encounter in life, no matter how challenging, is a gift. The lessons we learn from difficult people enrich our lives and bring us closer to becoming our highest selves. By embracing these lessons, we cultivate compassion, patience, and resilience, qualities that radiate far beyond the scope of individual relationships. As you move forward, remember that everyone you meet has something to teach you. Whether they bring joy or challenge, their presence is a part of your journey. With this mindset, even the most difficult relationships can become sources of growth and gratitude. Let us strive to approach each encounter with openness and humility, recognizing the profound wisdom that lies within every karmic bond. By doing so, we not only transform our relationships, but also our entire outlook on life. Conclusion. Through Buddhist teachings, we learn that no relationship is accidental. Every person who crosses your path, whether they inspire joy or provoke frustration, is there for a reason. These connections are opportunities to grow, reflect, and transform. May this perspective bring peace to your heart and help you find gratitude in even the most challenging encounters. Together, let's take one step closer to a life filled with wisdom, compassion, and harmony.